Hi guys, so we're going to be talking about polio today.
In severe cases, polio can lead to permanent disability, even death. Polio caused widespread epidemics, leading to significant morbidity and mortality.
Vaccination remains the most effective way to prevent polio. The oral polio vaccine and the inactivated polio vaccine are widely used to immune children against disease. These vaccines have been instrumental in reducing polio cases globally.
Researchers continue to study the biology of the polio virus, including its molecular mechanisms of infection, replication, and transmission. This knowledge is essential for developing new antiviral drugs, understanding the evolution of the virus, and informing vaccine development efforts.
So how do you get this?
There are 3 different ways for you to get this virus.
This common way direct contact can spread from person to person through direct contact with infected feces. This can happen if someone with polio doesn't wash their hands properly after using the bathroom and then touches objects or surfaces that others come into contact with.
The second way is contaminated water. In areas with poor sanitation, the polio virus can contaminate water sources such as rivers, lakes, or wells. When people drink or come into contact with contaminated water, they can ingest the virus and become infected. The third way, contaminated food. Poliovirus can spread through contaminated food, particularly if it has been washed or prepared with contaminated water. Consuming food that has been contaminated with the virus can lead to infection.
Side note, it's important to note that not everyone who's infected with poliovirus develops symptoms. In fact, that majority of people infected with poliovirus do not show any symptoms at all.
The majority of polio infections are asymptomatic, meaning individuals do not display any symptoms. However, even asymptomatic individuals can still shed the virus and potentially transmit it to others. Some individuals may experience minor flu-like symptoms including fever, sore throat, headache, fatigue, nausea, and stiffness in the neck and back.
Therapies for polio have evolved significantly over time, especially since the introduction of that polio vaccine. Number one, the most effective way to prevent polio is through vaccination. The polio vaccine comes in 2 forms, the inactivated polio vaccine and the oral polio vaccine. IPV is given as a series of injections while OPV is administered orally. Both vaccines have been instrumental in reducing the incidence of polio worldwide. Some individuals who have recovered from acute polio may experience new symptoms years later, and a condition known as post-polio syndrome. Management of PPS involves a combination of rest, physical therapy, pain management, and assistive devices to improve quality of life.
Polio eradication efforts focus on vaccination campaigns, surveillance, and containment strategies to prevent the spread of the virus. These efforts have significantly reduced the global burden of polio, but remain ongoing in regions where the virus is still an epidemic. Despite the success of existing polio vaccines, researchers continue to work on improving vaccine formulations for better efficiency, safety, and ease of administration.
For individuals who have recovered from acute poliovirus infection, there's a risk of developing post-polio syndrome characterized by a new musical weakness and fatigue years after the initial infection. Research into the mechanisms and management of PPC aims to improve quality life for polio survivors.